Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining this team call on a Sunday. I always say this, but I also feel at the same time like who's really doing much on a Sunday at 1 p.m. I'm going grocery shopping after this for the week, but besides that, not much. And the reason I chose Sammy is she's not even on my team. She's kind of like in the downline in a sense, like under Carolyn and all that. But we've been following each other for maybe 2-ish years. She started coaching back in 2018. Mine was 2017. And I don't know, we have quite a few things in common. And I really noticed here lately just how much she's going through. She's going through one of the hardest times of her life, probably. And I just find it really inspiring that she's still, am I gonna cry? I have full body chills right now. Like I'm so serious about this because there's not many people that continue to keep going when things happen in their life. People give up because they're busy. Okay? They give up over the littlest things, but she's going to share her story and I'm so proud of you, Sammy, and that's why she's on this call because consistency is power and I'm so excited to just hear your story. So, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me start this call off crying.
Go ahead.
Like an emotional wreck these days.
I know.
But anyways, my name is Sammy, and I just want to like give a disclaimer quick. I have a dog, and my husband's not home, so if she starts barking, I might have to like pause and calm her down because I don't have any help right now. She's normally pretty good, but if she like a car drives by or something, she goes crazy. So anyways, I'm Sammy. I started coaching back in 2018. It was August, and my coach Natalie had reached out to me actually like multiple times to join her challenge group, and I was doing BBG by Kayla Itzen at the time. So I was like working out at home, and I was kind of in a groove with it. So I was like, no, like I'm fine, like I've got this on my own, like thank you. And I think she invited me like 3 times. And then I had kept watching her, and I watched her go to Summit, and I was like, oh my God, like, is this real life? Like, what is she doing? And then I liked one of her photos one day, and she reached out and said, hey, like, I never asked you about coaching. Like, would you have any interest in this? And I was like, actually, yeah, because I had been stalking her for like a year. And so she told me about it, and I signed up that same week, not that same day, because like Sarah had mentioned, or I mentioned earlier, I was a teacher and I was kind of living paycheck to paycheck. So I had to wait until I got that next paycheck to be able to sign up. And so it was a Friday. I signed up and I was like, all right, I'm going to do 21-day fix before I start coaching. So it was August. And I did 21-day fix. I lost like 5 pounds right away, got like really amazing results in just 21 days. And I hadn't even really dived into the nutrition at that point yet. So I was like, okay, like, holy crap. So then I kind of was like, I'm going all in with this. Like, I was loving it. I was feeling good. I was having so much energy. It was giving me something exciting to look forward to. And so in September, I started coaching. And it was the beginning of the school year. It was my second year teaching. I had just moved new buildings. I had a new classroom, a new building, new staff to get to knew everything. And I taught pre-K. So I had 10 3-year-olds all day. And in the preschool, so it's a little bit different than when you're in like the elementary school because we had before and after care. So the kids could get dropped off early and stay late for parents who are working full time. And so I would have to work, some mornings at 6 a.m. to some nights until 6 p.m. and get home. And so I had no business starting this when I did because it was one of the craziest times in my life. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but like, I really want it. And so I did it and I started and I just kind of like took off and I was just sharing what I was doing. And it was so cool to see how many people were interested in it. And then I did 80-day obsession was my second program that I did and got like the most killer results that I've ever seen. I weighed less than I did in high school. Like it was just insane. Everybody was like, oh my God, what are you doing? And it just really shows like the power of showing up, sharing your journey. These people were seeing me post on my stories, showing up for my workout every day. It wasn't a quick fix. I didn't magically get these results. I was working for them. And so, simply just showing up on your story every single day is so powerful, because people are watching you, whether they're reaching out to you, if they're ignoring you, like, they're still watching you. And I had so many girls that I reached out to that had ignored me, and then I posted the results from 80-day obsession. They're like, okay, tell me what you're doing. So just keep showing up for you and your journey. And then I missed this part earlier, sorry, I'm just like speaking from the heart, so I might be all over the place. But back to when I started, my coach had reached out to me multiple times and I had told her no, but then she asked me about coaching. So when you're reaching out to people, maybe they're not interested in the workouts, but if you introduce them to, like, you can earn an income from this, maybe they're going to be like, oh, wait a minute, because that's what happened for me. I was living paycheck to paycheck as a teacher. I was struggling. Like, I would have to put $5 in my gas tank at a time to be able to get to my next paycheck. If I forgot to bring my lunch to school, I didn't eat because I didn't have extra money to go out and buy lunch. And my husband would have supported me, but I was embarrassed. Like, how am I an adult? I went to college for 4 years and I got my job and I can't even afford to pay for myself. How is this happening? So that's really, really what drew me into coaching was, the income and the possibilities with that. At the time, I had no idea people did this full time. I had no intentions of quitting my teaching job. I was simply just trying to find a way to be able to not live paycheck to paycheck anymore. One of my big goals at the beginning was I wanted to be able to get my nails done whenever I wanted, and I wanted to have fresh flowers in the house. So really, really simple goals at the beginning. And then when I saw what the potential was, I was like, I want to be able to take my summers off. I don't want to have to work summer camp. So then after my second year of coaching, I was able to take that summer off and just coach. I worked at a restaurant 2 days a week to kind of fill in, the gaps, because I wasn't making as much as I wanted to. And then I coached for one more year. So I coached for 2.5 years. And this year was my first year that I did not go back to the school. I left my teaching job. I'm coaching full time. This is my only income. And I cannot even freaking believe it. I never in a million years believed that this would be my life. I had no idea this could be my life. And it's just it's so inspiring hearing from other people, because you can really see the opportunities and the potential that this business has if you decide to go all in with it. And it does take work, and it's, it's not something that you can just half-ass and you're going to make it. You have to put in the work. You have to show up every day. You have to be consistent. But that being said, it's not hard. The tasks that we have to do every day, if you look at that business activity tracker, that's all I did. I'm not sending 50 invites a day. I'm sending 10 invites a day. I'm doing my follow-ups. I'm making one Instagram post a day, and I'm sharing my life on my stories, and that's literally all that it takes, and you can change your entire life. I talking to you guys and telling you about this right now. I just can't believe the words that are coming out of my mouth. But it's just incredible. I love to travel. My family lives out of state, and I remember having to ask to take off work to go home to visit them. I had to ask to take off work to go on my honeymoon, and I almost didn't get approved for that. What I'm going through right now, let's talk about that. So this past year, so halfway through 2020, just started a shitstorm for me. My mom first got diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. So I've been going through that, dealing with that. She's actually doing really well right now. She had surgery and everything's looking really great. They caught it really early because she got COVID. So I'm thankful that she got COVID. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't be here right now. So I've been dealing with that. In January, I had an ectopic pregnancy, and we didn't find out until I was 8 weeks pregnant. And that really sucked. Going through that, just the emotion from that. I'm going to try really hard not to cry, you guys. Give me a second, sorry. And then recently.
Try to unmute yourself. I don't even care. You're 100% fine. I'd be bawling my eyes out. So.
And I'm not saying this to make you guys feel bad for me. I just want to show you I'm still showing up every single day, going through all of this. In the end of April, we found out we're pregnant again. I was 10 weeks pregnant. and found out that the baby had stopped growing at 6 weeks and just had a miscarriage, like literally going through it right now. So, I've still showed up. I'm just sharing what's going on in my life with my, the people that follow me, because, I feel like they're my family, like these people that I've like gotten to know. And it feels weird to like, even when we found out we were pregnant again, to like hide that. It's weird for me. Like, I don't like being fake. I really just want to show up as myself. And, as hard as this past like year has been, I've been able to look forward to coaching. Coaching brings me so much joy to be able to get to help other people and help them find something that makes them happy, find something that makes them feel good and healthy and proud of themselves. It gives me something to look forward to. It's made me appreciate these workouts so damn much because, exercise, yeah, you get great results from these programs, but like mentally, these programs have changed my life because they have brought me so much joy, taught me how to relieve my stress in a healthy way. Just like the anxiety and like falling into like a deep depression. Like I've just wanted to lay in bed all day, like every single day for this past week and a half. I haven't wanted to do anything, but these workouts pulled me out of bed. Being able to talk to my team and like this cookies and cream launch, like getting excited about things when like this really bad shit is happening in my life. Like coaching's here for me, and it's been my constant and it's been consistent for me. And the other day, last week, I missed a post for the first time this year in 6 months. I missed my first post. And I was like upset about it. And I told my husband, I'm like, you know what? Like, it's okay. Like, I've showed up every day. Like, it's okay. I missed one post. And he's like, you tell me all the time it's not okay. And like called me out on my shit. And I was like, you're right. And even like last night, I didn't want to make a post. I was like, I'm just like so drained. I'm so tired. But like, I did it. I showed up. I just talked from the heart. And, some days you're not going to feel like it. Actually, like a lot of days, you're not going to feel like it. But when you show up and you get it done anyways, it feels so good. But when you don't get it done, it feels like shit. And it just like, like you just can't stop thinking about it. But if you just sit down and get it done, that feels good and you're moving your business forward. And I don't even know, I'm all over the place with this, but just showing up is so important. And, people are going to support you, and they want you to see, they want to see your real life. They don't want you to show up as some like perfect fitness robot that all you do is talk about fitness and all you share about is your workouts and your shakes. They want to see you. They want to see your life. They want to get to know you and like see that you're a real person. You're a real human being. Like you have emotions, all of that. And so, and like it helps you connect with people. Like I've been able to connect with so many people about what I'm going through and like found out what they've gone through, and I had no idea. And so it's just a really important aspect of your business is to not only be sharing about, the workouts and the nutrition, but sharing about your daily life and things that are happening around you. And one thing that's actually like really exciting that's happening right now is that me and my husband are finally buying a house. And so I get to talk about that now, and that's something exciting. And I could dwell on everything that's happened to me, but instead I'm finding the positives. I'm finding a way to make that obstacle work for me. And yeah, it sucks. I wouldn't wish it on anybody ever, but I'm going to find a way to make it work for me. I'm going to find a way that, like this shitty situation is going to have a good outcome for me, even though it really sucked. I'm going to find the silver lining in it and figure out a way to make it something that, has better meaning. So that is what I have on consistency in my story. And I hope I wasn't too all over the place. And I hope that, inspires you that no matter what you're going through, that just keep showing up. People don't care. They want to see the real you. They don't want to see a perfect highlight reel. They want to see, the real stuff. So that's kind of my story and where I'm at. And then Sarah, do you want me to give some like tips, or do you have any questions that you want me to answer?
I was just writing down notes that I could listen to you forever. Like you're probably one of the most inspiring people I know. I only watch your story, so like it's so different hearing someone being so real, just like on a team call and like in their house and speaking from their heart. It's so different. Um, I love everything you said. You didn't get off topic one time. That was perfect. And I was watching Taylor when you were talking about your miscarriages because she went through the same. She's kind of like my cousin through marriage ish. not to bring this up, Taylor, but how many weeks were you when?
So I got diagnosed with incompetent cervix. So basically like my cervical muscles don't hold the weight of a baby. So we lost our little boy Levi at 24 weeks and 3 days gestation. Wow. So I went to labor at 23 and 4 and lost him at 24 and 3.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
And
there's his little picture up there. You can see it. And then he's over on this side.
Oh.
But we just found out that we're pregnant with our rainbow baby. So
congratulations.
You'll get yours.
Exciting.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna take some time off here, and I'm just gonna enjoy the summer because that was a lot.
It is. It's a big thing to take in, but
yeah, and it's still, like, it's crazy because like the hormones are so like here in full swing. I'm just like,
all right, well, mine are going right now, and I'm like holding tears back, like don't cry.
yes.
So sure.
And it is crazy, like talking like this compared to on your stories, because on your story you can only share so much. You know, right. It's like 5 minutes of my day compared to like me being able to talk to you for 20 minutes about like, you know, everything. So
exactly. Yeah, even when I watch you work out, some of the things that go through my head like is like her body is literally going through this right now, and she's still working out just as hard as I would. Like, did your body hurt? Did your belly hurt? Like, what did you bleed like a lot? Like, what was it like?
Yeah, so actually yesterday was the worst day for me. I actually passed everything yesterday. And I worked out in the morning. I felt fine. Like, I felt fine in the morning. And then at like noon yesterday, I was like, holy shit. Like, so like, I wouldn't wish that pain on anybody. Like, you just feel like you're gonna throw up, and like the cramps were so bad, I was like crying. And then like I was so far along, like you could see like a little bit of like what, you know, what was there. And it's just, it's wild, it's crazy. And you don't realize that it happens to so many people until it happens to you, and like share about it. And like the amount of people that reached out to me, and it's crazy because I kind of feel like it's a thing like that we're supposed to feel like shameful for, like that, like we were in the wrong for it. And like it took my doctor telling me like, you did nothing wrong. Like there's nothing you could have done, you know, because we're like, at least me, I'm a perfectionist. I like to be in control of things, and that's something I'm not in control of. And I'm so hard on myself. Like I like just like showing up and like being consistent. Like I am so hard on myself. And so it took the doctor telling me like, there's nothing you could have done. I was like, did I take like too hot of a shower? Like what, you know, like what did I do? Like just everything runs through your mind. And, you know, I felt lucky to have the workouts in the beginning when I did find out I was pregnant, because I actually joined a pregnancy group and everybody was complaining about how bad they felt. And I know every pregnancy is different for everybody. So I'm not saying that some people like didn't have it worse than I did, but like they're like throwing up and not feeling good, and their backs were hurting already at just like, you know, I was only 10 weeks. It's not like, you know, we were very far along. And I felt grateful that I wasn't experiencing that, because I felt like I was beating the morning sickness by getting up and working out, and I was taking care of my body. So I wasn't feeling that other pain that, you know, other people were feeling. And I learned how to fuel my body correctly through, you know, our nutrition programs. So I was grateful for that, because I could, you know, you don't want to eat veggies, you sneak them in, and you just like all around grateful, because every situation that I've had in my life, these workouts and these nutrition programs have just been such a light, and my business has been such a light. And I'm just so grateful for them, because again, like going through that, like I don't know how I would go to school and teach in a classroom going through this. Like people do it. I don't know how, because there's no way. Like I think about having to call in and take off work, and at the preschool we have to find our own subs. So I'd be going through all this, having to write lesson plans for the sub, find my own sub, and like it would have been more work for me not to go in. So I'm really grateful that I built this to where it was, because of all the things that have happened. I've been able to go home and visit my mom all the time, which I wouldn't have been able to do teaching. And so just like looking back, obviously I had no idea any of this was going to happen, but the fact that I built this, not only financial freedom, but to me, what's more important is the time freedom. Like time is so important to me, and family is so important to me. And I live 8 hours away from my family, which isn't that far. Like I'm lucky I can just drive, but being able to do that whenever I want. Me and my husband can go home on a Thursday night or on a Wednesday night and stay all weekend and drive back on Monday and not have to worry about skipping a beat in my business or not getting paid, you know? So it's really, truly like so incredible that this, you know, I decided to say yes to this just because I wanted to get my nails done and have flowers in the house. And it's turned into like so much more.
That's so true. That's so awesome. I'm like so in tune to you. So yeah, just go ahead and whatever else you had left to say about like your business, and then I'll say what I had written down.
Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I could talk literally forever about this. Like I'm so passionate about coaching and I love it so much. And I truly feel like this is my calling. But I just want to give one little tip that has been working really well for me. And it's about, you know, when you sign up challengers or VIP members to your team and you get them started with a workout program, right? And so I sign somebody up. So say I sign Sarah up and we pick a program for her to start. She starts her program and she's 1 week in, and I'll reach out and I'll say, Sarah, how are you liking your program? What do you think about it? And when she responds like, oh my God, I'm loving it. It's so awesome. Like I'm already down like 3 pounds, like blah, 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 what, you know, whatever. And I'm like, okay, oh my God. So since you're loving it, I have to ask, have you ever thought about coaching? And so I do that to everybody. 1 week into their first program, I invite them to coaching because they're so excited. They're loving the programs. They're loving the nutrition. They're loving the community. So I ask them when they're excited and when they're, you know, really into it, because coaching, I feel like coaching has kept me going. And without coaching, I wouldn't be so consistent with my workouts. And so I invite them to join me coaching after 1 week. And I think the last like 3 coaches that I have that have like really been into it and like really sticking around have been the ones who have done the programs first, and me asking them after they already fall in love with it. So that's my big tip to you is, you know, any challenger that you sign up, write them down, whatever system you use, write down for a week later after they start their first program, because I know some people don't start right away. So not just a week after they sign up, but a week after they like are into their first program. Reach out to them, ask them how it's going, and invite them to coaching. And know, like, you don't have to be, you know, you don't have to be an expert on it. You have Sarah, you have the other girls on your team that if you don't know, if somebody asks you a question and you don't know, just be like, you can either just wait to respond to them and ask Sarah, like, how would you respond to this? Or, you know, just say, hang on, let me ask, and then ask Sarah and respond to them. Like, I still feel like I have no idea what I'm doing, but I just do it. I just show up and, you know, I'm excited about it. So other people get excited about it. And I'm so passionate about it. Like people can see that. So get excited, you know, really be into whatever you're doing and, you know, just invite people to join your team after they've, you know, started for a week, because that's really how we grow our businesses, is getting people to do this with us. And it's so much more fun when you have more people to like be able to talk to. And for me, like, okay, growing my business is great, but what's more exciting for me is being able to help my coaches. Like one of my coaches, Savannah, she's a teacher, and last summer she was able to take her first summer off. And like, it's so crazy. Like, I'm so proud of her. And like, she wouldn't have been able to do that if I wouldn't have invited her. And I have a stay-at-home mom, Kelly, who like, she was a wedding planner. She actually planned my wedding. And I reached out to her about coaching multiple times. And finally, because she was doing the workouts, and finally she said yes. And she just feels so much better because she went from working full time to staying home with her baby and not feeling like she had like an identity besides being a mom. And now she's coaching and she's loving it and she's killing it. And I just, being able to watch these ladies change their lives is so exciting for me. And trust me, like once you get girls in this, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's just so exciting. Like I cannot wait to like reach more and more people and help more and more people, because it feels so dang good for me. I want to make them feel so dang good too.
Yes. Yes to all that. I feel that that's how it was for me. Coaching gave me my literal life purpose. Like, hold on, there's someone in the waiting room. That's exactly how it was for me. It was like, I remember I would come home from work and sit on my porch and look at the sky and be like, what is my purpose? Like, I didn't know, but I always knew I always wanted to help people and I always wanted to travel. Those were like my two things, and coaching gave me that. And it's just something that like I had this thought last night. If there's ever a time where you don't feel like sending out your invites, what if I just decided one day, the day that I invited one of you guys, I don't feel like doing my invites today. I'm not going to do it. You guys, one of you guys or three of you guys wouldn't be here. So think about that the next time, the next time you decide, I just don't feel like it. Think about how many people you could be helping if you just did it anyways. So yeah, I love the tip that you have about inviting them once they're a week in, because usually when people fall in love with Beachbody program, they're more likely to coach because they love it, and it's easier for you to share it if you do love it. So like for me, when I first started, I didn't start sharing right away just because I was literally terrified. But I got my results from 21 Day Fix. I lost 12 pounds in the 3 weeks, and I just started sharing like you did. And 3 weeks in, I started sharing on my story, and then coaching just happened. And I love how you talked about how you saw Summit on Natalie's story, because I cannot wait until we can have Beachbody events again.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like it sucks so bad with COVID. I feel like less people are likely to stay around, because like when we have events, like events show you exactly why you're doing what you're doing. When you see your people in person, the people that you only see online, and you see the trainers that you work out with in your living room, and you see like you're traveling places you never would have been able to, you're like, this is exactly why I do what I do. And so I'm so excited. I'm pretty sure like next year things will start happening again.
Yeah, I really hope so. I went Summit my first year, and then these past 2 years have been canceled. And it makes me so sad that none of my coaches have been able to go. And I was literally writing this down the other day, actually. I was like, I remember like my first Summit going with Natalie and her team and being like, next year I'm going to have coaches with me come to this. And like last year I would have had a couple coaches, and now this year I'm like, oh my God, I have like 5 coaches that would be able to come with me. Like, oh, it makes me so sad, because these events are amazing, and I got to meet Autumn and Joel, and it's just like, it's so crazy that these people changed my life with a workout video, and then I get to meet them in person.
I know. I'll never forget, because it sucks for me too. I've been a coach for so long, but I've only been to one Summit because I went in 2017, or was it 2018? I went in 2018 because I remember seeing you, I think.
Was it in Indy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Indianapolis in 2018. And then the next year in 2019,
Or maybe, no, I think I went in 2019.
Oh, okay. See, and I didn't, where was it in 2019?
It was in Indy, yeah.
I was pregnant. It was literally in the end of June, and I was like 9 months pregnant. So I couldn't go. And then COVID happened, and here we are. Like, so it sucks. And it's like, you want your coaches to experience that straight up. You will experience it if you stick around. You got to. It's just so incredible. I love how you talked about like it was the craziest time of your life. You had no business bringing something into your life, but you just wanted it so bad. That I love that. And another great tip she talked about in the very beginning is that when people say like, I already have like a workout routine, I already go to the gym, offer the coaching opportunity to them, because literally the only thing they're missing is a paycheck. Like I find girls sharing their fitness journey on social media that aren't even getting paid for it. I tell them the only thing that is missing is a paycheck for you. So what are you doing? Sharing this shit for free.
I reach out. I have so many girls that I've like offered it to, and they still show up every day on their story. And I'm like, let me know when you want to get paid.
I know, seriously. And eventually they will, but you gotta, that's why I tell my girls, like, don't stop showing up, because those girls are watching you.
Yeah. And no, I'm sure you guys have heard this a million times, but no doesn't mean no, not ever. It means no, not right now. And really, reaching out to people at the right time, because like I said with my girl Kelly, I had invited her multiple times, but the timing wasn't right for her, and then finally it was, and she joined me. So
Yeah, it's really a lot of patience, and patience sucks especially when you grow your team so fast. But like if you're in this, you'll have no problem with being patient, because if you're doing your invites, you're always going to be bringing people in. You know, the girls that said no last month are going to be on your team this month. The girl that said no last year's, you know, so you always got to be showing up. That's another reason why it's like so important. We have 6 minutes and this call is going to shut off. So I'm going to say 2 more things real quick. How did it feel when you retired? Like, were you kind of scared, fearful, maybe a little bit?
It was like the most surreal feeling when I emailed my boss. Actually, so Carly's mom was my boss. That's how I met Carly, who's on this call.
Carly.
So I had to email her mom because it was the beginning of the school year, and she had sent me like my student list and my schedule, and I was like, oh my God, like I have to tell her I'm not doing it. But the year before was like the hardest year. I had a really difficult class, and I would be on like my lunch break in my car, like calling my husband, like hyperventilating, like bawling, like I don't know what to do. Like I've tried everything to help this kid, and like he was in, like with our preschool is in a certain place, and people can come from outside districts. And since he was from an outside district, they couldn't help him with like the counselor. So we couldn't help him. And I have 10 kids. So I had 9 other kids in my class, but all I was focusing on was him because he would scream and disrupt the whole class, and then started like getting violent. And so it was really difficult because I was alone. Like I didn't have an aide or anything to help me with the other kids when I was trying to help console him. And so it was a really, really difficult time. And my husband wanted me to quit mid-year, but then COVID happened, and it was a blessing in disguise for me because I was able to work from home, and I wouldn't have made it that full school year for sure. And I like told my husband, I'm like, should I do it? Should I not go back? Should I just stick it out one more year? Like, what should I do? And he's like, if you go back, I will be mad at you, because he saw how miserable I was. But I was so scared to give up that income. I was so scared because every other Friday I got the paycheck, the same amount every time. And as you know, with coaching, it's all about the effort and that you put in. So if you're not putting in the effort and you have a shitty paycheck, like that's on me. And so it was so scary. I was so scared. I was like, how am I going to do this? And then I thought about like, should I get like a part-time nanny job? And I was like, no, because then I'm not going to have time to focus on my business. And so like all these things were running through my head, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it and like figure it out. And I did. Here we are. I'm still figuring it out, but it's working. Yes. And like the only way you're not going to be successful in this business is if you quit, because the more you're in it, the longer you're in it, the more you keep going, the more momentum you're going to build. And I can see the future and like what this has to offer me, and I know I'm going to get there. And I took a pay cut, leaving the school, because I was getting my coaching paycheck on top of my teaching paycheck. And I started coaching because I wasn't making enough money, but now, I was matching what I was making at the school, and then I quit the school. So I cut my pay in half, but it was worth it. It doesn't feel like I am getting paid less, because my happiness is like so much greater. And I don't know how it's worked out, or like how I feel like I have more money now, but I literally do. And I think it really is, because I fully enjoy what I'm doing.
Definitely. So fulfilling, and it's so awesome how much happiness this brings, even in like the darkest times of your life, because you feel like you just have like people that have your back continuously, like followers. I have like a lot of followers that I don't know if will ever join me, but we became like best friends. Like like a quote that I posted yesterday, a girl is like, I'm crying in Walmart right now because I just read this. So much love to you. What? Like, yeah, it's just everything about it's so awesome. And lastly, I just want to congratulate you for getting a new house.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. That's so exciting. I know how it feels because we moved, and it was just such a good feeling. And yay. All right. So let me end this recording.